The name's Bond. James Bond.
The world's most famous secret agent is back.
We aim to please.
And this time,
Trust me.
James Bond.
Why can't you just be a good boy and die?
That's one trick I've never learned.
How's it going out there, YouTube land and all subsequent social media lands? Welcome to an all-new video. So this is my next James Bond-a-thon review, the 17th film overall in the amazing James Bond series, and we're going to get right into it. That's right, the 17th, people. So we're going to get right into that. But before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on this video or any other awesome videos I put up. And as always, people, if you enjoy my content on YouTube, definitely check out my other social media platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, where I post pretty much on a daily basis as well. And as always, people, let's get right into this! So welcome one and all to an all-new video. Like I was saying before, we're going to be doing another James Bond review of the 17th James Bond film, and came out in 1995. So there was a 6-year gap between the last film and this film, which I thought kind of interesting, but, you know, that's what happens when, you know, production companies get into huge squalls over certain rights and so forth, so that's unfortunately what happened. But anyway, so this 17th film of the James Bond review series is an amazing film, is awesome, is amazing, and is the first outing for the new James Bond as well. And that happens to be the film called Goldeneye. Yeah, Goldeneye. Yeah. So Goldeneye actually is the first James Bond film to not use any of Ian Fleming's previous works. Also, Goldeneye is the first film to actually use CGI in it too as well. Interesting. First CGI film. I think that's really awesome. I mean, you could definitely tell where CGI was in this film, but at the same time, it was innovative because it was the first James Bond film to use it, which is really cool. And also, this is, like I said, this is the first outing for our new James Bond as well. So there was a lot of firsts with this film, and that's usually what happens, unfortunately, when 6 years goes by between films. But anyways, this film happens to be directed by none other than an amazing director known as Mr. Martin Campbell. Oh yeah, Martin Campbell, woo, Martin Campbell. Martin Campbell is an amazing director. You might recognize him as director of Edge of Darkness. He directed the Casino Royale from 2006. I mean, he's directed a whole bunch of different films over the years, and this is an amazing director. And he has a really good, keen eye for action films. No matter what film he makes, if it's action-oriented, he has a great eye for it. And the one movie that I'm going to talk about that I really enjoy his directing in is a great 2000 film where there is no lack of awesome actionness in this film. And then, of course, a film called Vertical Limit. Oh yeah, Vertical Limit. Yeah, absolutely love Vertical Limit. This movie is so awesome. I went and saw this in theaters in 2000, and this is just an action-packed film. Great cast from Chris O'Donnell to Isabella Scorpico to Bill Paxton to a great ensemble cast, and just a really fun film, and lots of action-packed sequences. And this movie just really rocks. And Martin was amazing at directing it. He knew exactly how to do the action sequences, where to go with the film. He knew exactly how to bring such a great realness to the film, too, when it came to the stunts as well. And he also just gave us this really awesome kind of like mountain climbing film that you just don't get very much of anymore. And he just did a great, superb job with that. If you haven't seen Vertical Limit, definitely check it out. It is a worthy film and an amazing film directed by Martin Campbell. When it comes to directing Goldeneye, I thought he did such a fantastic job. I mean, he gave us this really great, first Bond film in 6 years. Lots of great action, lots of great story, and just a really well-rounded Bond film. And I actually have forgotten how good Goldeneye was, because I actually saw this back, around 1995. the first time it came out on VHS. And I totally forgot how great of a film this was, and I forgot how good Martin Campbell directed it and gave us such a great action-packed film with such great villain, great hero, just great everything about the film that just really re-brought Bond back to the forefront and made Bond a household name again. Just a really well-rounded directing performance, really great at just directing, giving us this really well-rounded film. If you haven't seen Goldeneye, definitely check it out for Martin's directing ability. He is really fantastic. So this movie has a really all-star cast, some really well-known names, and this is a really fantastic crew of actors and actresses in this film. Now, of course, to start us off is none other than James Bond himself, Mr. 007. This time, in the first appearance as Bond, Mr. Pierce Brosnan! Oh yeah, Pierce Brosnan! Woo! Pierce Brosnan! Oh man, Pierce Brosnan is so awesome. Absolutely love this guy. Everything he's always in, everything I've seen him in, he's been amazing. From such films as Shatter to Remington Steele, pretty much anything he's ever in, he is always awesome, always fun, and very enjoyable. Now, a great film I really enjoyed him in came out in 1993 and stars the late great Robin Williams, Sally Fields, Matthew Lawrence, just a really great cast, directed by Chris Columbus, and that, of course, the film called Mrs. Doubtfire. Oh yeah, Mrs. Doubtfire. Absolutely love this freaking film. It's so amazing, so funny, and I absolutely love Pierce Brosnan as the other love interest in the film of Sally Fields. I think he's absolutely awesome as character. That scene at the pool when he gets hit in the back of the head with the line by Robin Williams was absolutely priceless. His look on his face was just so perfect, and I just love his whole reaction and how he acted throughout, any scene he was in with Robin Williams as Mrs. Doubtfire, especially when he starts talking about her having, crabs and stuff like that. It was freaking hilarious at the dinner table, and just his face, Pierce Brosnan's face, was just priceless. He is so awesome in this film. If you haven't seen Mrs. Doubtfire for Pierce Brosnan, he is so awesome in this film. A real joy and a great addition to that film. Now, when it comes to him playing Bond, his first outing, I think he does an amazing job. He's so action-packed, he's so awesome, he kicks butt, and I just really enjoyed the differentness he brought to Bond as well, between, from previous Bonds, from Timothy Dalton, Roger Moore, Sean Connery, all the different people that have played Bond. I really enjoyed Pierce Brosnan's take on it, too, because he was very different also than Timothy Dalton, and I like how he was more aggressive too as well, and more like, I'm the man, I'm in the moment, I'm in charge type of feel, and I just liked that take on it. I liked that he was so different than Connery, and so different than Moore, and so forth. And I just really enjoyed his take in this, and I just really thought that he did a good job directing, his way and evolving as Bond, and giving us a completely different Bond than previous films. If you haven't seen Pierce Brosnan in anything, definitely check him out on Goldeneye. He's really awesome in his first outing as Bond. So that brings me to the next person I'm going to be talking about that was in this film. And that, of course, is the actress known as Miss Funka Jensen. Oh yeah, Funka Jensen, woo! Funka Jensen, woo! So, of course, you probably recognize Funka as, of course, Jean Grey in the original trilogy of the X-Men trilogy. You might recognize her from other slew of films over the years. She was in The Taken. She was, she's been in a whole bunch of films over the years. But one I really enjoyed her in, and I loved her character, it was very different than anything I had seen her play before, was in the great film from 1998 called The Faculty. Yeah, The Faculty. Yeah. This movie is so awesome. It's a great Robert Rodriguez directed film. Aliens, Elijah Wood, Josh Hartnett, Clea Duvall, Jordana Brewster, Sean Hattie. I mean, a huge, awesome cast of actors. And Funka Jensen actually plays one of those teachers at the school, but she plays like a really quiet and very demure person, and I think that's absolutely hilarious. And I love how there's the contrast in the film when she gets taken over by Alien, where she goes from that quiet, demure person to all of a sudden like this outrageous, talkative, crazy woman that is like super sexy and stuff like that. And I just loved her characterization of the film. I really enjoyed it, and I thought it was a really great take. And I just loved her, seeing her like that kind of mousy, a very silent type of person and very, shy and stuff like that, and I really enjoyed it. I thought she did a really good job and showed how great of an actress she is. If you haven't seen the back of it, definitely check out Funka Jensen. She's really good in it. Now, it comes to her portrayal in Goldeneye. She was really fun in this. I mean, she plays a really good bad guy. She's, like, really evil. And her whole persona in the film was really interesting, too, because she's very, like, sexually erotic throughout the whole film. And she uses one of her techniques, like taking her thighs and crushing a guy's airways, by killing them that way while they're, like, supposedly going at it. And she is just, like, super crazy in this film. Her like, moans and stuff like that were odd, like, just way out there and hilarious, but at the same time, I thought she was a pretty decent villain. I thought she worked well with the main villain himself, and I just thought that she was really fun in the film. Not my favorite performance of a female villain, but definitely very enjoyable. If you haven't seen Funka Jensen, definitely check it out on Goldeneye. She was a hoot in this. So that brings me to the next actress I'll be talking about that was in this film. And that is none other than the Bond girl herself, Miss Isabella Scorpico! Oh yes, Isabella! Ooh! Isabella, oh my god, this woman is awesome. I love this. I think she's fantastic. I think she's funny. I really enjoy her pretty much anything I've seen her in, and I think she's just a really good actress. Actually, I've forgotten she was the other woman in this film, the actual Bond girl. And it was a real joy and fun to see her play this character again. It was just fun to see this performance and just how well done it was. And now, Isabella you might recognize from some films over the years. She's done a lot of, foreign films, and she's done quite a few over here, too, as well. But one that really sticks out for me that's a really fun film is a really awesome 2002 film starring Matthew McConaughey and Christian Bale called Reign of Fire. Yeah, Reign of Fire. This movie rocks. It's an awesome dragon fantasy film where basically the world's taken over by dragons. It's an awesome movie, and she actually plays one of the characters that is associated with Christian Bale and Matthew McConaughey in the film, and she just really rocks in it. She looks really badass in the film, and she kicks butt throughout the whole film, and she just brings a really great, awesome, like, action-packed female heroine to this role. I really enjoyed her in it, and I thought she was really awesome. If you haven't seen Reign of Fire, definitely check her out. She's really good in the film. But like I was saying before, I thought she was really good in this. I really enjoyed her in Goldeneye. I loved her as the Bond girl. I thought she was a really decent girl, Bond girl, and I just loved the approach she took it. I like how she was different than previous Bond girls. I like how she was tougher again, like some other Bond girls have been. And also, I just enjoyed the sweetness to her and just like the interaction she has with Pierce Brosnan as James Bond and just how well they work together. I thought it was a really great dynamic. If you haven't seen Isabella in anything, definitely check her out on Goldeneye. She was really fantastic in it. So to round out this awesome cast is none other than the main villain himself, Mr. Amazing, usually dies real quickly in movies, Mr. Sean Bean. Oh yeah, Sean Bean, woo, Sean Bean. So you might of course recognize Sean Bean from Game of Thrones. You might recognize him from, other films such as The Lord of the Rings. You might recognize him from a slew of films over the years. I mean, he's a big, prolific actor. He's been in a ton of things. But one film that I really enjoyed him in, I thought he was a really fantastic villain in that as well, is a great 2004 film called National Treasure. Oh yeah, National Treasure. Yeah, Nicolas Cage film made by Disney. He plays such a great villain in that film. I really enjoy him. You like him, but at the same time you kind of hate him. But at the same time he just brought a real, like, suaveness to the character, but also at the same time a very, like, passionate person too as well. And he just worked really well with Nicolas Cage and everyone in the film. And you just kind of, like, you feel kind of bad for him, and then you kind of hate him, and you kind of love him, and all this stuff. And I thought he brought a lots of great emotion to the character, and just was a really great bad guy for that film. If you haven't seen National Treasure, definitely check it out for Sean Bean's performance. He was really amazing in it. But when it comes to performances as bad guy in Goldeneye, I enjoyed him. I thought he was a really good bad guy. I enjoyed his fight sequences with Pierce Brosnan. I thought they kicked butt together. I thought they had really great chemistry and dynamics. And I just enjoyed this take on, you know, an ex-friend of Bond that ends up going crazy, you know, basically kind of goes rogue and is trying to take over the, you know, London and do all this kind of stuff and stuff like that, and is just like, you know, you think he's your friend, but he really isn't, because he ends up, you know, turning on you and so forth. Just a really great performance. If you haven't seen Sean Bean in anything, definitely check him out Goldeneye. He's a really decent villain in it. So what is Goldeneye about? Basically, the premise of the story is an ex-CIA agent that was part of the M6 program, Sean Bean's character, is trying to basically use a satellite to basically take over London and to restart the infrastructure of money and be able to be the most wealthiest man in the universe, basically, and take over the world. And it's up to James Bond to stop him and prevent that satellite from doing what it needs to do. And basically that's what the whole movie is about Bond trying to stop Sean Bean's character from doing that. It's a really well done premise. I really enjoyed it. It was very original. Like I said, this movie was the first movie of the James Bond series to use CGI, which was really awesome. You could see how much it brought more funness to the film. I love that, you know, this one really started showing even more and more gadgets. We got a lot of more gadgets going on, and we see James Bond using more gadgets like a secret agent. And I just really enjoyed the whole film, and it's really action-packed, lots of great story, really great acting, and just a really well-rounded Bond film. If you haven't seen Goldeneye, definitely check it out, people. It's definitely worth the watch. So that's it for this review, guys. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, and also thank you for subscribing. And if this is your first time here, or you have been here before, don't forget to check out any older, newer videos you might not have seen mine yet. And as always, people, if you want to show support for the channel, definitely check out my links down below, where either you can see the Horde Pack link, where you can get great horror films right to your door for a great low price, or my awesome Patreon page, where you see outtakes, bloopers, and all kinds of cool stuff like that that are extras to your YouTube viewing experience. So definitely check that out, and want to show support to my channel. Definitely check it out, people. And as always, catch you in the next one.